Hey, this is Tage here. I'm going to show you how on a 2024 to 2025 Duramax, using our kit, how to wire up 12-volt outlets. We want outlets. Why GM did not give them to us, I don't know. Yeah, we got this guy over here, but boy, it's nice to have outlets. On our kit as well that you're going to see, you're going to find out that we also can hardwire in, along with our outlets, something for like a radar detector wiring. We're also going to wire this up today, so we'll have a radar detector, forward mount camera, hardwired in. On my wiring, it's different. My wiring is using the factory fuse block over here on this side that's already set up for a keyed ignition source, keyed power. The fuses are there, the circuitry's there, the pins are there. The only thing that's missing are the wires. I'm going to show you how today to take it all apart and put in my kit, and you too can have keyed 12-volt outlets along with the ability to hardwire. For speed and time, I've already removed all the 7mm bolts. I will point out to you where they go as we take this all apart. Let's do it. All right, first place we're going to start is over here on the passenger side fuse block. We're going to remove our plastic cover over here. Then we will remove our glove box. To remove the glove box, you're going to push in on the sides, release those latches, and reach down here on the driver's side of the glove box. And you're going to have to release the hold tab. Good swift pull should do that. And drop this down, pull it out. Our glove box and our piece of plastic, we'll set them off to the side. After we've taken care of that, we're going to come here for this panel. This panel does have two screws that hold it in place. They've been removed already. We're going to pop that off, remove our tension tabs, set this in the back seat. After that, we're going to remove our main cross panel. This is a long piece of plastic, so we're going to be extra careful. There is one screw over here on this edge, and we're just going to work on popping that out down across, just like that. Next will be over here. We're going to take off the fuse panel right above the hood latch. We're going to take that panel off, little piece of plastic there. Again, just pops out. That one comes out. We'll set it on the seat. Then we're going to take off our, we don't have to take off our side panel. We're going to go and we're going to remove the base piece all the way on the bottom. There is one screw all the way down here on the bottom driver's side of that. We'll just set this. We'll just take this, set it off to the side as well. That allows us access to our main panel. The main panel has one bolt directly underneath the steering column. Then we're going to work on popping that all apart too. And it all comes out. So I have not ran the wiring yet. We're going to do that together. But this is our panel. We've got our two cigarette lighters in there, 12-volt outlets. On the back side, I opted to put one just off to the left of this pin here, and then the other one I have centered in between these two pins and down just a little bit. Where that lines up on the dash is going to be the one that's center, lines up about underneath the on-off button. The other one, I went and trimmed this over just a little bit more so that the outlet could fit inside here. Unfortunately, it curves around right here where they've got this opening already from the factory. I trimmed about another inch of the opening just to make sure we could fit in there. And everything fits and works great. All right, now we're going to start into some wiring. Now, here's our wiring harness here. This portion from right here to this connector over there, that is the expander. That is for your second 12-volt outlet. This right here, this is where we can connect in and have our hardwired that we're going to connect into, and I'm going to put my radar detector forward mount camera attached to that one. This one right here, this is our center outlet, and then this body right here is our main body, and then this is our factory wire that is going to go over on that fuse block. This is the most important wire to making the system all work. I will explain that later in the video. Please keep watching this. Without this wire, you have to go and do something funky in this fuse panel and have it all kinds of monkeyed up. This one wire in this kit is your saving grace. All right, so I'm going to start the wiring coming up here through the center. I'm going to work up towards a harness that I can see here. We're going to try and follow that around the best that we can without tearing the whole dash apart. Just remember, our glove box is operating here. We want to make sure that we do not disturb our glove box. There are a couple nice little holes. Reach your hand back round and through so you can continue just working this around slowly yet surely. Again, I'm going behind the glove box compartment, but I'm using the holes to help guide my wires where they need to end up going. All right, here is the information that I could not find anywhere out there that anybody else had recognized yet. On these GMs, on the Pro versions or like models, their base models, they actually have 12-volt outlets on the Pros. On these fuse blocks on this passenger side, this fuse block is still the exact same, from what I can tell, as the Pro, or darn near close enough. So we're actually going to remove this main connector here. We're going to push down, pull that out. We'll pick that up in a minute. Then we're going to reach back up in here. I'm going to pull down this main tab, pull this whole fuse block out. All right, here's the cool part. This is a 15 amp circuit breaker. Automatic resetting circuit breaker. And then underneath this case, we'll dig this out. So this pin right here, pin 31, and this pin right there, also pin 31, runs off this 15 amp circuit breaker along with a factory installed relay that only turns this circuit on with key on power. So the Pros use this circuit. They have a wire hooked up, as you can see right here. There is no connector inside of here. So that is where this connector comes into play right here. We're going to take this fuse block connector apart. We're going to slide this in, and magically we will have a 12-volt power. After that, we just have to connect it into our harness, which is over here onto our main red, and we will track down a ground that we feel is suitable for our ground and go from there. To take this connector apart, first off, we need to remove this blue piece. As you can see right here, there is an opening that we need to line up with this, call it teal. And then there will be a clip here and one on the other side that we have to clear as well, so we can be able to rock this backwards. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get this out of our way and then get back at it. So first thing I did is I popped these right here. Then we will line up our tabs. We will pull it on this side, rotate it over, pull it on that side, and our blue piece will pop out of the way. Very simple, very, very simple. Then we just need to remove this top cover here. So, and I will get that removed real quick. It's going to release tabs on this side and pivot off on some pivot joints down here. All right, so once this is popped down here, this will rotate off, and we'll set that off to the side for right now too. So we want to get into this slot right here. We're going down. It appears 1, 2, 3, 4 up. Okay, on that fourth one up. To get into that slot, we will actually have to remove this brown securing lock. To do that, you will get in with 2 screwdrivers, 2 hands, and down inside there's a little gray lock tab that needs to be slid over, and then we can pull the lock tab out the side. All right, so now this lock tab is sliding out of the way. Be sure not to go and be hard on the rest of the wires. Last thing we want to do is pull out any other wiring on this. But again, pin 31. We're going to make sure that this is going in the same direction as all the others. I want to make sure that as we install our wire, that it is facing the correct direction. So, as you can see here, all of the openings are going on a horizontal slat. So we will go in and mirror that. We're just going to take that, make sure we're horizontal, slide that in, listen for a clip, and we're done. That wire is now installed. So we're going to reverse this. We're going to install our brown piece here, roll this down, and put our cover back on top. And then it will just be connecting this wire to our main power over here, and then finding a ground and installing an eyelet here. All right, so connectors back together, wires slid out the back side there. We're just going to reassemble our fuse block, put our connectors back on, make sure that as the connectors go back on, they seat back down properly. I'm going to get this reassembled. I'm going to get both connectors put back in. I'll get this clipped into place, and we'll get this thing finished wired. All right, so I've gone and finished up my harness here. I built them a little long, so if you want to run it somewhere different, it's perfectly fine. I am going to take and I'm going to run my ground to this 10mm bolt right here. Nice easy access, and that'll be to this brown wire. And I'm going to connect these 2 wires together. I'm going to give myself a little extra length because I don't see any reason why not to. All right, so we've got this done back up. We've got these two wires right here connected. Our red to our white, and our brown to a ground, or dark to a ground. Let's make sure you can see that. And that one ties back into our box. We've got our fuse or circuit breaker still in. Everything's good to go. We're going to put the box back up and in. Essentially at this point, once everything's plugged in over here, everything over here will be live. And we'll get it I'll show you how it all goes live and go from there. Finished product, everything reinstalled. All right, so after that's all done and your wires are all finished ran, you can start reassembling. I've got a little work to do that I'm not going to subject you to. We're wiring up the radar detector and everything, but I'm going to show you that the proof of concept here works. So here's our panel. We'll plug these guys in. We will go and plug in our radar detector. And as you can see right now, the radar detector is not on because we don't have keyed power. But we turn on keyed power, start this truck up. Our radar detector will come to life. You now have 2, or however many you'd like, up to 15 amps on that circuit breaker. For keyed power, 12 volts. As soon as you turn your truck off, it turns off as well. Now, like I said, I will be taking the harness. This is a power and a ground lead coming off. And I will be taking off of this power and ground, which is built into the harness. And if you buy one 12-volt socket, it still has a takeoff point on it. Okay, so I will be going and taking the power and ground here, and I will be plumbing them into this over exaggeration of wire for the radar detector. Another thing, I always recommend heat shrink. So these have been heat shrunk together with a little bit of glue. As you can see, me just pulling on this has pulled this one apart. That happens with spade connectors. So off camera, I will go and I will heat shrink these together like that with the glue, and it will help hold everything together, and we won't have any problems once it's fully assembled. So long story short, keyed 12-volt accessory power is already set up in your truck. You just need the right wiring harness. Check me out. If I can help you out with a harness, let me know. My name's Tage. Been happy to help.